MTG Scoundrels, it's in the cardboard.
Ladies and gentlemen, scoundrels of all ages, welcome back to another episode of Modern Weekly. Today on the docket, we have green Eldrazi Tron versus Vivi Prowess. Starting off with the Devourer of Destiny here. Those are some decent cards to see on top, but probably looking... Well, there is two Tron pieces there. And there's a map in hand. There's a chance... Okay, putting a missing piece on top. Trying to do their best for a turn 3 Tron, it would look like. Yep, there's an expedition map. Ooh, there's a tower in hand already, so the map is just going to be insurance. Alright, taking 2. Here's a preordain for the Vivi player. Final Fantasy has come out, and there's definitely some interesting cards that can be seen play in most formats, including Vivi, which most recently has been a standard all-star. There's another Tron piece. There's a Talisman of Impulse. And passing the turn. Green is unlocked for Eldrazi Tron. Steam Vents bring us to 20 to 16. Ooh, into a Cecil Dark Knight and a Storm Chaser's Talent. Cecil looks like a very powerful 1-drop. Ooh, there is turn 3 Tron, a tale as old as time. And Storm Chaser's Talent also been a standard all-star as of late. That's a lot of mana. Taking 1 off that talisman. There is a Sowing Mycospawn. Okay. Guess I'm realizing to need to tap one of those Tron lands. Anyway, paying for the spell. Exiling the Watery Grave. And finding a land. In this case, it's going to be an Urza's Tower. So at least 11 mana available on the board in total, with 5 of it untapped. Ooh, there is a Karn in hand. There it is, Karn the Great Creator. Karn being plussed here. Island for turn. Into an Expressive Iteration. That'll trigger Prowess. Even just last year, Expressive Iteration was a powerhouse of the modern format. Okay. 1 in hand. 1 in exile, casting the Mishra's Bauble that was in exile, and 1 to the bottom of the deck. Another Mishra's Bauble. That's another Prowess trigger. Attacking in. Looks like... probably both at Karn here. Mycospawn going to block. Karn will get hit for 2. Prowess player will get damaged for 2 off the Cecil. Ooh. Cracking a bauble even though you can't really hear thanks to Karn, but scooping it up, seeing Sire 7 deaths on top. That's really hard for the Prowess deck to get through. And that'll be game 1. Going to green Eldrazi Tron. Thank you all so much for watching us here at MTG Scoundrels. If you enjoy our content, please like and subscribe. Be a friend, tell a friend. We're on our march to 500 subscribers and 1,000 after that. So definitely sub to the channel if you enjoy our content. We are sitting around 355 at the making of this video. So thank you so much. Moving into sideboards. The Vivi deck definitely bringing in con signs here. Possibly some Thoughtseizes as well. Etron not having to bring in much normally thanks to Karn the Great Creator. However, this particular list is a little spicy. It is in fact playing 2 Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger as a decent removal piece to bring in, being that hitting 10 mana is not that difficult for this deck. So probably taking a couple of cards out that just aren't as relevant. Moving into our ads here, definitely check out our friends over at Arcane Artistry that make wonderful food, clue, and treasure tokens on the stained glass style. And we'll continue to tease the new tokens that they're eventually going to come out with here in the future. They have been featured over on EDH Hijinks as well as the Spike Feeders. So definitely check them out over there. And their Etsy link is in the description below. And of course check out hosts of our channel, Warden Games, a wonderful place to store them out. Their link to their storefront and a link to their card availability in the description. So definitely check them out. Also, check out our friend Sean Gerard, artist of the channel. Open to new projects. Their QR code up on the screen. Whether you're looking to get art for a professional setting or if you're just looking to get a gift for a friend or family member, definitely check them out. Email is in the description below. And of course, last but not least, definitely check us out at our socials. We are at MTG Scoundrels over on Blue Sky, Twitter, as well as Facebook. So definitely like and follow us over there. Definitely interact with the channel in the comment section below as well. We love hearing from you guys. And we answer pretty much every comment at this point. Granted, that may change in the future with volume, but for right now, try to interact with all you guys when we can. So thank you so much for all the support you guys have shown us. Alright, we are starting to move into game number 2 here. Of course, that means Prowess is on the play, which is a great spot for them, considering they are in fact the faster deck in this matchup. It's interesting to see them on the Grixis Splash. It does give you access to some better removal and cheaper removal. Though in this case, I assume Fatal Push came out thanks to the lack of targets. Here's a Devourer of Destiny being shown in the pregame. Polluted Delta. That's going to get cracked here, going to 17. Probably going to be playing a Preordain on turn 1 would be my assumption. Yep, there's a Steam Vents. Though it could be a Ragavan as well. No, there's Preordain. Putting 2 on top, drawing. Devourer Destiny going to trigger. That's a decent set of cards, but there is an Ugin's Labyrinth. It looks like there's already a Chalice in hand. That's quite the set of cards for the Prowess player to look at. Ugin's Lab into Chalice on 1. There are few things a Tron player enjoys more than playing Chalice on 1. Prowess going to 14 here on the fetch. I'd say first would be hitting natural Tron. I'd say second was probably hitting Chalice on 1. Now the follow-up Chalice on 2, that's up there as well. Well, there's a Quarry Steelcutter, and there's a Mishra's Bauble to trigger it. Here comes the beatdown, 18 to 14. Bauble going to look at the top card. Looks like that is a power plant. That'll be played for turn. In passing. Just trying to feign a K command here. Or feint one, anyway. There's an island. Tough decision for the Prowess player. But going to start with beating down. That'll be 16 to 14. Oh, there is a Vivi. And to be honest, I don't feel like pronouncing the last name of it, but Vivi is here. Oh, there's a Thought-Knot Seer on turn 3. There are a bunch of 1-mana spells. That's pretty dangerous into this board specifically. Ragavan doesn't really matter into Chalice. Yeah, taking Stormchaser's talent seems as good as any. Try to limit the amount of Prowess triggers. Ooh, there's a Sheoldred's Edict. Okay. There's a trigger on the Vivi that'll deal 1 damage to the E-Tron player. And is also a Prowess trigger. Not a bad top deck. There's a Preordain. That's going to get countered by the Chalice. But that'll deal another damage to the E-Tron player. And that'll make another Prowess token. Attached to the Quarry Steelcutter, that monk there. Alright, gonna activate the Vivi. There's a Lightning Bolt. That'll get countered by Chalice. That's another Prowess trigger. Getting pinged by the Vivi. Alright. Attacking in with everything here. That is 10 damage coming across. So I'll bring us to 3 to 14. That is a precarious position to be in. Oh, but there is the tower. Okay. 9 mana available. There's an Ugin Eye of the Storms. That's going to exile the Vivi. Enough of the pinging. Activating Ugin's 0 ability? Yep. Okay. 5 mana available. There's a Karn the Great Creator. That's going to exile a monk token. One mana left. Finding a pithing needle. Okay. Casting the pithing needle. Exiling the other monk. Alright. Naming Vivi. Though I believe that's a mana ability, so I don't know if that actually stops it. But more than anything else, it cleared the board. And there's not a lot of activated abilities in this Prowess deck to try to hit. Okay, Ragavan, that'll get countered here, thanks to the Chalice. There's a countered Thoughtseize. That'll make a 2/2. Gonna go face with it. That'll bring us to 1-14. Second tower. No green source, so there's really only one thing to do here. Oh wow, drew that K command. So got at least 10 mana. Gonna put the Devour in hand. And make a big old K command. For 8. Exile the Quarry Steelcutter off the Ugin trigger and exile the Monk. Make 8 blockers? That's a pretty good spot. Ugin's going to tick up to gain 3 life, but the Prowess player is going to call it there. Game, set, match. Going to green Eldrazi Tron. That was a heck of a run showing the power of Vivi, though, in that matchup. Thank you all so much for watching us here at MTG Scoundrels. If you enjoy our content, please like and subscribe. Be a friend, tell a friend. And we will see you all next week.